Hello, my name is Tucker Legend, and today we are covering the Red Dead Redemption Iceberg. This is the last Red Dead Redemption documentary, and you can check out my other videos. I got Undead Nightmare, Red Dead 2, Red Dead 1, and even Red Dead Revolver. Anyways, this might be a long one, so grab some snacks and watch the video. Tip of the iceberg: Undead Nightmare and Red HARLOW. Undead Nightmare is non-canon to the Red Dead Redemption story, but follows John fighting the virus. And Red HARLOW is actually the protagonist of another game you don't know, which is Red Dead Revolver. Links in the description. Arthur New Austin and Black Bell. Black Bell is a legendary gunslinger that doesn't want to kill Arthur. Arthur New Austin just means that if you can take Arthur to New Austin, but you will be chased by lawmen and shot at by an invisible sniper. The Buck and Coyote and hidden cheat codes. The Buck and Coyote represent Arthur's honor level, and the Buck is good, while the Coyote being bad. These are mostly Arthur's dreams. And then these are some cheat codes, of course. Explosive Rifle and the Sasquatch. The Sasquatch appears in Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare, and John kills most of them and introduces this one. The explosive rifle is a weapon that is only available in a DLC pack called The Liar and the Cheats. Dutch's head injury in Fort Mercer and RDR2. Dutch's head injury is a theory that in this trolley accident changed Dutch's personality for the rest of the game. Fort Mercer is a place that you could visit in Red Dead Redemption 2. In Red Dead Redemption 1, it's a place where a gang hangs out, and you go there too. The Aberdeen Pig Farm and the Evans Repeater. So these two people, they are brother and sister, love each other, and they invite Arthur in and give him a meal. But the meal is tainted with something, and he loses all his money and ends up in a ditch. The Evans Repeater is just a gun. Vanderlyn Gang's graves, RDR online glitches. Throughout the game, some of the gang members die and they have graves. And then here are some RDR online glitches. Jack Marston's real father, El Chupacabra. There is a theory that Javier is the father of Jack Marston. I mean, just look at the similarities. In Undead Nightmare, you can actually find the Chupacabra, but in Red Dead Redemption 2, Javier will say that he found it in a random event. The Strange Man and Jenny's Faith. The Strange Man first appears in Red Dead Redemption 1 as a minor character, and then in Red Dead Redemption 2, he's not in the game, but there's a painting of him in a shack, and it has cryptic writing, and if you visit Armadillo, people will describe the Strange Man as the Grim Reaper. So in Red Dead Redemption 1, you'll stumble across this woman named Jenny who is sick in the heat, and John goes to get medicine, and she believes that God has sent him to get the medicine. She has a really strong faith in God, but then John realizes that she is freaking crazy. Wreck of Serendipity and Coulter. The Wreck of Serendipity is this large steamboat that crashed and nobody knows what happened to it. And even John Marston in Red Dead Redemption 1 is set here. Coulter is a small town that is abandoned, and where is one of the gang members' body is, and is a place you see in Chapter 1. Mac and Davy Calendar, The Fate of Karen Jones. Mac and Davy died at the beginning, and Mac, I don't know what he looks like. He doesn't even get a grave. Also, Mac and Davy were racist, and, nobody else liked them except Micah, of course. Karen's fate is to believe that she drunk herself to death. Jake Adler and the Aztec Mask. Jake Adler is a character that was killed by the O'Driscoll gang, and is related to Sadie Adler. The Aztec mask, as you know, was an undead nightmare and what caused the whole mess. Nigel and Gavin, Seth Brierson online, builds sexuality. Nigel is a man in Red Dead Redemption 2 looking for a friend named Gavin. And in the epilogue, you can find him, but he's insane. And Gavin was just a figment of his imagination. Seth was a very important person in Red Dead Redemption 1, and he appears in a DLC pack called Liar and Cheats in Red Dead Online. There is a theory that Bill is gay. Yeah. Into the water. Otis Miller's treasures and Pleasant. Otis Miller's treasure consists of a gold gun and 6 photographs. Pleasance is a place that was founded a long time ago and then had a bloody massacre. Haunted Tumbleweed and the Night Folk. Tumbleweed is an abandoned town that is rumored to be haunted. The Night Folk are a bunch of feral people who do sacrifices in the woods. Saint Denis Vampire and Gaia Guard Panther? The Saint Denis Vampire is a vampire that is eating people, and he is spreading messages across Saint Denis. He's trying to summon something evil, and then eventually you'll find him sucking someone's blood, and you then have to kill him. The Gaia Guard Panther is just a very legendary panther. American Appetites and Gertrude Braithwaite. So this guy ate 3 people. Gertrude Braithwaite was born disfigured and mentally unwell, so the Braithwaites locked her in an outhouse where she starved to death. Meteor House and Meteorite, The Giant and Amberino, Ches Porter, and Clausen's Rest. The Meteorite House is a place where 3 people were eating and got hit by a meteorite. The Giant is this dude. He's a lonely giant. Then in Clausen's Rest, there's these 2 kids that died, and the door is blocked off. So the mother must have locked them in there. Then Ches Porter is a place where you and Javier rob a place in the story. The Mythical Horses and Edmund Lowry Jr. So I'm assuming that the mythical horses are the 4 horses of the apocalypse, or that's what at least came up when I was researching this. Anyways, the 4 horses are death, war, let me think of the last one, famine, and pestilence. Edmund Lowry Jr. is a serial killer who mutilates his bodies. Also, he was in this mission, American Dreams. The Antler Knife and Charlotte Balfour's Stalker. The Antler Knife. This is what it looks like, and if you want to find it, it's in this bear carcass. Now, you'll come across this camp where this guy is talking about how he is stalking this woman named Charlotte. He's got a bunch of weird things. He's got pictures of her, dolls of her. It is creepy as F. Ruins of Limpany. Okria's Run Tribute. The ruins of Limpany is just an old town that was burned to the ruins. Okria's tribe run thing. You can find very uncommon species. It's a giant lagoon. You can find a dinosaur bone. You can even find a meditating monk. Viking Tomb and Old World Scripts. Charles Flying Machines. So the Viking Tomb is actually located in the Old Tomb, where you can find a Viking hatchet. Now, Old World Script is this rock with some pretty crazy writing on it that says, "We arrived by boat, so we left them to live in peace." In Red Dead Redemption 1, Charles makes this flying machine, and it doesn't go so well. Charles dives off and plummets to his death. Francis Sinclair, Time Traveler, Abandoned Trading Post. Francis Sinclair is a stranger that you meet, who wants you to find rocks with cryptic messages on them. Once you collect all of them, you go back to his cabin and look at him. He has traveled back in time. The abandoned trading post that serves no purpose and is just there for some items. The rare rolling block rifle and John the Drunk. The rare rolling block rifle is a very rare rifle, and here's its stats. John the Drunk is claimed to kill all Indians, he hates them, and bison. Tommy after the fight, Bonnie McFarlane's lover. Lenora view tragedy. So in the beginning, when you're at Valentine, you fight this guy, and when you're drunk. Anyways, Arthur beat the crap out of him, and this guy literally can't speak words properly anymore. So remember Bonnie McFarlane from the first Red Dead game? Well, she has a lover, this dude. So, the Lenora View tragedy is where a guy goes to pick up his wife, but then crashes, and the wife actually left him deeper into the water. Missing Princess Isabeau? The Dark Horse and Baylock. Princess Isabeau has been missing for 15 years. Nobody knows what happened. She was rumored to be eaten and abducted and killed. The Dark Horse is a horse that you get with the lowest honor in Red Dead Redemption 1. Baylock is Micah's horse and look eerily similar. Beecher's Hope's Hidden Treasure and Hayden Russell. Beecher's Hope treasure is this treasure. You want to find this split tree, and then you're going to want to look for a wall like this, and you'll find treasure. Now this guy, he's crazy. He still thinks the Civil War is still going on. Gorma exclusive animals and Tiny Arm and Banjo Mutant. So these are some of the exclusive Gorma animals. Tiny Arm means withered arm, and around St. Denis you can find this guy with a baby arm. Banjo Mutant, on the other hand, has his neck deformity. Mystery Hill House and the Donkey Lady. The Mystery Hill House is a place where you can find a poisoned pamphlet and Arthur Morgan's grave. The Donkey Lady is a lady that is dead with her head gone and replaced with a donkey skull. Carolina Parakeet, Out of Bounds Mexico, Obscure Dad Del Santo Andreas. The Carolina parakeet is a very rare species of bird. Out of Bounds Mexico means that you can actually get to Mexico, and it's actually really detailed. The Obscure Dad thing is given when you have the highest honor level in Red Dead Redemption 1. You are 25% less likely to get hit by enemies. Manitou Glade, Hermit, and the Wolfman. So the Manitou Hermit Glade is a guy. He's a hermit, anyways. You can find a rare shotgun in there and a rare treasure map. The Wolfman is a very legendary bounty in Red Dead Online. Marco Dragic's robot and the ghost of Agnes Dowd. Marco Dragic is a man who makes toys, and he made this robot, but it didn't go good. The robot murdered him on accident, and the robot resides in the mountains for the rest of his life, missing its papa. The ghost of Agnes is pretty tragic. She had loved a boy that her parents did not want her to be with, so they shot him right as she had a baby boy with him. So she went insane and killed herself. Trail and Warped Trees, Man-Made Mutant. Trail trees. It's a tree that shapes as an L and leads you on the trail. The warped trees, on the other hand, are just disfigured and have a gray next to them. This is the Man-Made Mutant, where he just strung a bunch of parts together. Blackwater Athletics Team and Frozen Settlers. So the Blackwater Athletics team have gone missing, as you can see in this paper. Here are their bodies. So these frozen bodies are dressed in Spanish attire. Looks like they're from centuries ago. Pagan ritual site, and Micah wasn't the only rat. A pagan ritual is a ritual that was done by the night folk. They're trying to summon something. The player can even wear that skull. So there's a theory that Micah wasn't the only rat, and that the other two rats could have been Abigail and Molly. There's even theories that Micah was never the rat. Vedder's Echo Bear and its art. Vedder's Echo is a place, a cabin that you go in, and inside to find a bear that will attack you, and a dead body. Its art is an achievement that you will get after you go to beat the game. Then you gotta go to the mail, and it will ask you for a request. You gotta finish all 5 of those requests, and then you get a squirrel, and then you gotta place it in your home, and then it's gonna disappear 6 times, and you need to find it all 6 times, and then you need to place it back all 6 times. So it's a cool little squirrel. Malaysian Pool Cave paintings, Reed Cottage Treasure, and Crying Woman in Bio. So the Elysian Pool Cave is a place that is contaminated, and here are the Native American paintings. So the Reed Cottage Treasure is just, well, you can find the map in a fireplace. So you'll find this crying woman, and she will attack you if you talk to her, because she is a part of the night folk. Even deeper. Newspaper in Sonny's Shack, Hannah's Bethel and UFO sightings, and Silent Stead. So Sonny has some interesting newspapers. They're all about the Vietnam War. Yeah, they are pretty cool. Hannah's Bethel is a place where you can find multiple corpses that are in a religious group. There you can find a note that they were religious and to aliens. Silent Stead is a place that is in all Red Dead games and mainly used in Red Dead Online. Marian Wegner, paintings in Armadillo, and Coots Chapel gravestone. Miriam Wegner is daughter of the owner of Emerald Ranch, and she lost her boyfriend at a shooting in a saloon. All I gotta say is that it's true. So Cooch Chapel is an abandoned place, but it also has some interesting gravestones. It has Bonnie McFarlane's 5 deceased brothers and a cowboy with no name. The Sun Worshipper, Dead Missionaries, Robert Elliott, Patchen's Note. So Bob is a sun worshipper, and he doesn't eat or drink and thinks the sun is all he needs. This dead missionary, also called Jesuit missionary, he died due to exhaustion and starvation when he was delivering a note to his brother. So Robert Elliott Patchen wrote this note, and I'm not going to read it, but you can pause the video if you want to. Butcher's Creek Pentagram, Hermit Woman, and the Witch's Cauldron. Butcher's Creek Pentagram is a pentagram that nobody knows how to activate. It's in a burning house under it. Hermit Woman is a woman that's suggested to be a witch. In her cabin, she has half of a map that belonged to Monato Glade. The Witch's Cauldron is a mysterious substance that the player can drink, they'll black out, and wake up with all their stats upgraded to max. Kieran Duffy's Death, Saint Denis Seal, and Zebra Donkey. So Kieran Duffy's death is where he got beheaded, just like the Saint Denis Seal. I don't know how to explain it, but here's this comment that can. So the Zebra Donkey is a horse in Red Dead Redemption 2 that is the second fastest horse, but he can't go off-road and it can't jump. Older Jack's voice and the Wandering Mad Preacher. So I know I'm supposed to be explaining the iceberg, but I can't explain this one. I don't know if it's talking about the glitch where other characters have older Jack's voice, or just a change in actors. So this preacher is a deranged man looking for a blessing, and for all the years he will keep looking for one, till the day he dies. Cut Saint Denis dialogue and Alma Horlick. So the cutscene in Saint Denis is where Dutch and Arthur leave the store with their new outfits on prior to the Gilded Cage mission. Alma Horlick is a woman who waits in the Cooch Chapel for her husband that never arrived. Canis Canum edit on Calloway's revolver, Molly's grave, General Harris, and the Bulger Glade ghost. So this gun originally belonged to another gunslinger that died in his final duel. Molly's the only gang member without a grave. So this guy, General Harris, was in the battle in Bulger Glade, where he killed many people and was crowned a hero. And if you go to Bulger Glade, you can still hear the spirits that are fighting to this day. The Fort Riggs veteran story, Mr. Gillis' death, panoramic map, and Mount Shan sundial. So this drunk dude actually used to be in Fort Riggs, and he is drunk and tells the story of what happened, that a bunch of Native Americans were captured and held and killed there. Now remember Mr. Gillis? Arthur loved Mary, and this is the father. Well, when Mr. Gillis was selling the brooch that Mary had loved so much, Arthur took it from him, and ever since that, Mr. Gillis went missing, and nobody knows where he is. So he's pronounced dead. Now, the panoramic map is a map that leads to literally nothing. And so is the sundial. Nobody can configure these out. It's kind of like the Mount Chiliad in GTA. Cholla Springs Exploding House, Manzanita Post Secrets, and the legendary Channel Catfish. So the Cholla Springs explosion happens because an alchemist, his experiment goes bad. So the Manzanita Post is a bit mysterious. In RDR2, you can see Skinners, Norwegian folks, and in Red Dead Redemption 1, it's part of a mission. The legendary Channel Catfish is a very big catfish that nobody has been ever able to catch. Below the iceberg. Micah tried to hurt Jack, cut Dwarf, and Giant Mission in RDR1, and missing Lloyd Duffy. So there's a theory that Micah did some messed up things to Jack. So, during the camp one time, Jack will tell Arthur that he's going fishing with Micah, and ever since after that, Jack didn't feel good. So the cut dwarf and giant mission is where you'll find this guy with his caretaker. He needs this dwarf. He needs this dwarf so that he could perform his act. And then after you find him, take him back, you can go to the theater and see them doing their act. Lloyd Duffy in Red Dead 1 and Undead Nightmare was originally supposed to be a missing person. Gorma relics, secret message, and the statues. These are Gorma relics, and they're believed to be cut. The secret messages are either these or this, which is a cheat code, I don't know. These statues can be found around the world. Dorman Crestbody / Jeremiah Johnson, Joe and Osman Grove, and the Shrunken Head. So Jeremiah Johnson is a real person, and somehow related to this somehow, and it's a place where you can find a dead body. In Red Dead 2, you can come along this house with a lot of people dead due to suffocation. But in Red Dead Online, you can find Joe. Joe is a part of Micah's crew, if you remember. And he will give you bounties and tell you to rob stuff, and you can get money from him. So the Shrunken Head is this item that doesn't really have a purpose, but it's from Voodoo. Elijah's letter and the remnants of slave trade, and cut wanted posters. So Elijah is a man that was trying to escape slavery, and then you'll find his dead body. He was rumored to have been traded across the country. So there are wanted posters of the gang. It's unknown why they were cut. Braithwaite and Gray love letter, Ying and Ming, the Nathaniel, and El Huko Cave. So remember the Braithwaite family and the Gray family? Well, these two loved each other, but they were on opposing sides of the family. So this guy we'll call Yi was trying to find his cousin Ming, and his uncle has a letter to him that explaining how proud he was of him. Not a lot is known about the Neanderthal, but he was cut from the game. So El Huco, the cave, is actually a cut part of Gorma, where you're gonna do a side mission there. Black Sheep with Ribbon, Judge Holden, and Ghost Trains. So the black sheep is a sheep that has a ring on it, and then you can find a farm with the same exact sheep in it and a man next to it. Judge Holden is based off a real person, and Judge Holden in this game is in Lemoyne. So the Ghost Train is actually based off another video game. I forgot which one, but I don't care about saying it. Loading screen coordinates, circus wreck, and stuffed animal, the rock drawings. So the coordinates on the map actually lead to the train tracks, or like what the train people use. So these are circus wagons that crashed. They were holding guests for freak shows and stuff, like Conjoined Sisters. And then the stuffed gorilla is believed that it would belong to another person and was being shipped to their house, and it crashed. So remember Francis Sinclair? He asked us to get these rock carvings. That's what they are. Blackwater Aztec Code, Repentant Rock Mystery Site, Mercer Station, Wagon Circle. So the Blackwater Aztec codes talk about God of the Undead, which just confirms that I think Undead Nightmare is canon. So this mystery site just has deer pell and rocks. Fort Mercer is an abandoned train station, and it has a bottle of pirate rum. Phonograph Shack, Boat and Tree, and Bobcats in Red Dead Redemption 2. The phonograph is to represent technological advancement, and it's in a boat. A boat in a tree is just a boat in a tree. There's supposed to be a reference, but I don't get it. Sadly, there are no Bobcats in Red Dead 2. Deep Ocean. Missing treasure hunter Lewis, Dutch's wanted poster in Micah's camp, and Cryard Slaughterhouse. So Lewis was a treasure hunter, pretty famous. He went to Gorma and went missing. Yeah, it's 100% real. In chapter 2 you can find it. It's crazy. So in a leaked map you can find this place, the Clyard Slaughterhouse, which originally was going to be a gang place. Valentine's Curse, the Skinner Brothers and Dutch's gang in RDR1, Emerald Ranch, and Cade Perico heist? Supposedly, Valentine is cursed by some Indians because people have been hearing cries at night and other strange sounds. The Skinner Brothers are not your average gang. Instead, they're like the night folk, dismembering their victims. So Dutch's gang is just a gang that is in West Elizabeth and they do crimes like bandits and robbery. So Emerald Ranch is a place in Red Dead 2. And in GTA, in a DLC online thing, you can find this photo. It's some guy outside Emerald Ranch. Where did Dutch hide the Blackwater money, Sisiska prison tunnel, and the bag in Bronte's mansion? The money is supposedly in his mother's grave. So this penitentiary is maximum security, and supposedly there's a tunnel. In Bronte's mansion, you can find this bag that you cannot loot even though it's highlighted. Burnt Shack and Old Trail Rise /names, Valentine Hide map. So this Burnt Shack and Old Trail Rise has some names etched to it, and it's believed to be a slave hideout. So the Valentine Hide map is something to do with the Valentine Curse I got into earlier, but I'm not going to go in full depth. Compsonstead Well Mystery, Eagle Nest Treasure, Cave Giant animations, and Undead Nightmare is canon. So Compsonstead whatever is this abandoned homestead. You can find this well with weird markings. So this is Eagle Nest Treasure, cool rocks. So there is some code for an animation for the giant that was cut in the game. It's not canon. That's what Rockstar had said. Sorry. Hosea Sickness, Abandoned Mail Cart, Lake Isabella, and the Shack Letter. Throughout the game, you can hear Hosea cough, and the gang members talk about his lung disease. Abandoned wagon with mail that says, "If you don't do this, I will do this." Lake Isabella is a place where you can find treasure. And the Shack Letters are from Elijah to Uncle, something like that. Lake monster, strange skulls in Lemoyne, skinwalkers, and the devil has gone into that beast. So the lake monster is a Loch Ness monster and is supposedly in the game. So these strange skulls are adult chimpanzees, but there's also humans skulls in them. Weird. So supposedly there's a skinwalker, but has not been confirmed in the game files. The devil has gone into that beast is supposedly a cheat code cut one that would give you this dead animal, this dead horse that is rideable and was cut from the game. The third meteorite, sawbone clearing unmarked grave, younger John Marston, RDR1 beta. So remember the meteorite where the people were eating and they got hit by a meteorite? Well, this is the third one. Here's the third one. Supposedly. At Sawbone Clearing, there is a mysterious grave that's unnamed. Nobody knows anything about it yet. In RDR1 beta, you can see that they wanted to use a much younger John Marston. Leader X tree carving. The explanation is really complicated, so just here's the photo of an explanation. I just wanted to say thank you for watching to the end. Please subscribe. This video took me a long time, about a week. Anyways, thank you guys for all the subscribers, all the views. I appreciate it so much.